Hi, Gordon here with another edition of the Unscripted Series. And this week I have a guest attendee, I was going to say guest lecturer, that I dragged in off the street. Now I've got Aaron with me, and we've had a number of people request that we talk about the 12 versus the 14 fret to body concert. And you know, it's rare that we have anything in stock, not to mention one of each. And so we've got that, and we thought we would show them to you today and describe the differences. Aaron's going to play them a little bit, and we'll kind of talk about our impressions. And anyway, at the end, hopefully you'll know exactly what is different and what isn't different about the instruments, and it'll help you make a decision as to which one you might want. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. Here we go. So up first, Aaron has an all mango. And this one is, it's 12 fret to the body on it. So what's not different about these two is when we say it's a concert, that really is the scale length. So it's from the nut to the saddle. And in the case of Mya-Moe, it's the body size as well. So these both have the exact same scale length, which means that the fret spacing is exactly the same. And in this case, it joins the body at the 12th fret right there. And let's look at the 14, and then we'll point out some of the differences. This is an all koa concert, and it's 14 frets to the body. So you can see right here, it's joined at the 14th fret instead of the 12th. So the biggest impact that has is that it moves the bridge, because if we're going to join here at the 14th fret, everything on this instrument, this koa instrument, has slid up that way. The neck is longer by those 2 frets, and as a result you can see the bridge has had to be moved a little bit closer, 2 frets closer to the sound hole, so that the scale length and the intonation are correct. So,
and don't forget that the bracing on the top is different in order to put the bridge patch right under the bridge.
So, because we always do put a bridge patch right under the bridge, and then we have fan bracing in there, and so that bracing pattern changes a little bit, or the position, the exact position of the braces. So one of the differences that you see is aesthetic. You know, you can see the proportions here are different. The neck is a little bit longer. I'll zoom back out just a bit so you can just kind of see that. But the proportions of the neck length to the body size are different in the two. Again, exact same body, longer neck, a little bit shorter neck, and the bridge position is different. And I won't say, it doesn't matter what we think looks better or we don't like as much or like better. It's really that aesthetic is up to you. It does, as I said, it does change that bridge position. This is a more traditional bridge position. This is a little bit less traditional. So some people would like the look of that. It, in theory, has an effect on the acoustics of the instrument. We like to say everything affects the acoustics, and certainly when you're changing the bridge position and the bracing, one expects that would have a pretty big effect on the acoustics. And in fact, you know, should be, I would say I expect it to have a bigger effect than the wood, the difference between koa and mango. Now remember, those two are pretty close in our scale. Koa we rate as a 1, a very warm wood. Mango is I think we put it as a 3, but a 2 or a 3, a little bit brighter. So you want to play them and
sure.
See what we hear here? Here. What do you think?
Well, I think that probably the tone wood has more of an effect on the instrument than which whether it's 12 or 14, but it's kind of too close to call. I mean, they both sound like Mya-Moe concert ukes.
And to my ear, it's hard for you guys because you're out over YouTube and compressed audio, but here live, I'm really hard pressed to hear much of a difference at all.
Yeah.
And I think you're right that the wood, it's kind of the difference that we hear, if anything,
is the wood.
We would attribute to the wood.
The only way to scientifically do it, or more scientifically, is if we could take 4 slices of wood from the same board, make 2 matching ukes, one is a 12 fret, one's a 14 fret, and then compare.
Yeah.
Because having Ko and Mango makes it more difficult. But also, it may be that this issue of moving the bridge, it could be that is amplified by a factor when you make a guitar that way. Because like this idea that, this changes the sound is really a guitar idea. Because a 12 fret or 14 fret guitar does sound quite a bit different depending where the bridge goes.
Yeah.
Maybe as you shrink down in ukulele land, it has less of an impact.
And that's, originally guitars were 12 fret to the body.
Right.
And you were telling me earlier when how the first 14 fret came about.
So so Martin Guitars originally was making instruments called, the body size was called a triple O, and to make what they called an orchestra model, they squared off the top of this part of the instrument so that they could join at the 14th fret. And that was because a banjoist was getting an instrument made for him, and because a banjo has all the frets clear of the body, he was used to playing passages that shifted up past the 12th fret, and he didn't like on 12th fret Martin guitars how he couldn't reach. So the first orchestra model was made for this banjo player in order to give him a little more access.
And so that's really the one benefit, I would say, of the 14 fret body is that you have 2 more frets of access. On the other hand, I think that the ukulele is small enough that accessing those upper frets, even on the 12, is pretty easy to do with your hand. You do get 2 more frets. This has got 17 total frets, and this has got 19. But anyway, there you have it, the differences between the 14 and the 12 fret to the body concert. Thanks. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.